Greetings everyone. Today I want to tell you about some of my favorite investments in the entire world. These are ETFs. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, which means there's multiple stocks inside of these accounts. That's nice because it spreads out your investment risk. The reason why I love these two ETFs is because they pay a really high dividend. We're talking 7.5% per year. Now that may sound impossible, but I've been owning these for the past 2-3 years, and my experience is they regularly pay about that much every year, which is just amazing. So the reason why they can have such a high dividend yield is because of what they own inside. MLPA and AMLP own pipelines, energy pipelines. They're the backbone of the energy system in our country, and you can't move energy around in our country without these pipelines. So natural gas moves on these pipelines, oil moves on these pipelines, certain chemicals move on these pipelines, and there are thousands and thousands of miles of these things hidden underground in various places all over the country that are vital to moving energy back and forth. So if you have natural gas that goes to your house, that heats your house, that gas had to come through a pipeline. If you have a refinery in your area, chances are energy got to that refinery through a pipeline. Some of the gas stations might be hooked up on pipelines. So you've got to have this energy infrastructure in the country in order for our whole system to function. So companies have spent billions of dollars putting these pipeline systems in place, and the storage facilities and the LNG terminals to ship LNG over the ocean, and they're very valuable things, and the companies exist to pay out distributions to the shareholders. So the underlying pipelines like MLPA, I think they own about 15 different companies within that ETF, and each one of those companies inside it pays like 60% of their yearly revenue into dividends, and then MLPA, AMLP harvest those dividends and then pay them out to you. And part of why they exist is because the pipelines underneath it are also often called master limited partnerships that have some interesting tax structures. You get a K-1 statement if you own those, and by owning MLPA or AMLP, you don't have any interesting tax things. It just acts like a normal stock. You get normal dividends, but it's a really high dividend. So literally 7.5% per year. Now what you can do with that is, if you're young, you can put money into MLPA or AMLP and just put the dividend drip feature on, which means you're going to buy, every time you get a dividend, you're just going to buy more stock. And then slowly over time, those dividends compound over and over. And so as the magic happens, there's something called the law of 72 that says take your dividend rate, divide it into the number 72, and that tells you how many years it takes for your investment to double. So 72 divided by 7.5 makes it about 10 years before your investment will double. So let's say you put $10,000 in it now. Even if you didn't invest anything more, in 10 years, you'll end up with $20,000 just from the dividends alone. And then the next 10 years, you'll have $40,000. And 10 years after that, you'll have $80,000. So it's a really powerful way, letting the dividends buy more of your shares. The amount of stock you own will compound just from the dividends alone. So if you continue to purchase more, the amount that you have will go up further and further. And eventually the idea is that you have enough invested that you can just live off dividends alone, never have to sell shares, not have to worry about which stock is going to gain or which stock is going to go down year after year. You just live off your dividends. So two of my favorite investments, MLPA, AMLP, easy to buy from a brokerage account. You can buy them from Robinhood or Fidelity or Vanguard or Schwab or whatever you want. But they're really interesting to look at. Take a look at them. This isn't financial advice. I'm just a YouTuber trying to educate you on some interesting things. So if you find this useful or interesting, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. I'll put out more information on cool investments, and we'll learn together. We'll see you. Bye.